repair tech once told me, "Do not ask what brand is on the case." That is the question most shoppers skip. They see a $2,000 power station beside a $200 one and assume the expensive box is 10 times safer, stronger, and more useful in a blackout. This video is a forensic price audit. We are separating real engineering cost from branding, app polish, fear marketing, and oversized specs that look impressive until your refrigerator, router, or medical device actually needs power. Here's the price lie. Most buyers are not just buying watt hours. They are buying permission to stop worrying. A homeowner sees a premium power station with a smooth phone app, a molded handle, fast charging claims, and a sponsored review filmed in a perfect garage. Then they see a plain $200 unit with fewer graphics and a no-name shell. The brain finishes the comparison before the specs do. Expensive starts to mean safe. Heavy starts to mean capable. Popular starts to mean tested. Professionals do not inspect it that way. They look at the battery chemistry, cell supplier, inverter rating, surge behavior, cooling design, charging limits, warranty terms, and whether the company publishes real safety certifications. A clean screen does not run your sump pump. A famous logo does not guarantee stable output under load. Premium brands understand this. They sell the hardware, but they also sell confidence packaging, influencer validation, emergency checklists, app ecosystems, lifestyle photos of storms, cabins, work vans, and families sitting calmly while the neighborhood is dark. That does not make every expensive unit a scam. Some premium stations have better inverters, tighter battery management, stronger cases, and support teams that actually answer. Those things cost money. The problem starts when price becomes the proof. A $2,000 station can be excellent. It can also be a polished bundle of average parts, oversized marketing numbers, and consumer anxiety. A $200 station can be junk. It can also cover the exact loads most people actually need. So the audit begins with one question: how much of the price is engineering and how much is confidence packaging? A repair tech on a backup power forum put it bluntly: the label on the front is usually less important than the cells inside. That is where the price lie starts breaking. Most shoppers see lithium and stop reading. Professionals do not. They ask which lithium. Older lithium-ion chemistries can pack a lot of energy into a smaller, lighter box, which is why they became common in phones, laptops, and early power stations, but they are more sensitive to heat, abuse, and long-term wear. Lithium iron phosphate, usually called LiFePO4, is different. In plain terms, it is a more stable battery chemistry. It is harder to push into thermal runaway. It usually handles more charge cycles, and it tends to age more gracefully under regular use. The trade-off is size and weight. A LiFePO4 power station may be heavier for the same sticker capacity, and it may not win a beauty contest on a spec sheet. But for a router, phone charging, a laptop, lights, a CPAP machine, or a short outage, that chemistry can matter more than a premium badge. Cycle life is the overlooked number. A cheap-looking LiFePO4 unit rated for thousands of cycles may still have useful capacity after years of occasional outages. An older chemistry pack with fewer cycles can look good on day one and fade faster if it is deeply discharged often, but chemistry does not excuse bad manufacturing. Cheap cells, weak battery management, poor wiring, fake certifications, or vague specifications can erase the advantage fast. LiFePO4 is not magic. It is a better foundation only when the pack is built correctly. So when a $200 station uses LiFePO4 and publishes real capacity, output, and safety details, it deserves a closer look. When a $2,000 station hides the chemistry behind lifestyle language, it deserves suspicion. The neighbor buys the logo. The mechanic asks what is inside the box. An inverter repair tech will tell you the same thing homeowners learned during the first outage. Watts on the box are not the same as watts at the outlet. There are 3 numbers that matter. Continuous watts are what the station can deliver steadily. Surge watts are the short burst it can handle when a motor starts. Pure sine wave output means the power is shaped like normal household electricity, which matters for sensitive electronics, pumps, compressors, and some medical devices. This is where small loads fool people. A mini fridge may say it uses 100 watts while running, but the compressor can demand several times that for a split second at startup. A coffee grinder, microwave, sump pump, or power tool can do the same. The math looks fine until the inverter sees the spike and shuts everything down. The sticker usually advertises the flattering number. A station may claim 600-watt surge, but if the inverter has weak cooling, undersized components, or almost no headroom, that number may exist only in a lab test. Mechanic reality is different. Can it handle the load repeatedly in a warm room without screaming fans, voltage sag, or a thermal shutdown? That is why a premium unit can still be worth more than a cheaper one with similar printed specs. Not because the logo is magic, but because a better inverter can deliver sustained power cleanly and safely. It wastes less energy as heat. It protects connected devices. It survives being used, not just being unboxed. For a $200 station, be realistic. It may be excellent for phones, routers, lights, laptops, cameras, and small direct current gear. It should not be expected to run every kitchen appliance just because the surge number looks heroic. The inverter is the gatekeeper, but it is not the final judge. The battery management system decides when the whole unit protects itself or strands you in the dark. A battery technician on a repair forum put it bluntly. Two power stations can use the same kind of cells and still behave like completely different machines. The reason is the battery management system. Think of it as the referee inside the pack. It watches cell voltage, temperature, current flow, balance between cells, charging limits, and emergency cutoffs. The battery may store the energy, but the battery management system decides how much of that energy you are allowed to use. This is where shoppers overlook the real difference between budget and premium units. Fast charging is not just about a bigger charger. The system has to decide how hard the cells can be pushed without overheating or aging early. A better unit may slow down sooner, charge more evenly, and protect the pack before damage starts. Cold weather exposes weak systems fast. Lithium batteries do not like being charged below freezing. A good battery management system blocks or limits charging when the cells are too cold. A cheap one may rely on a basic sensor, vague protection, or a shutdown that only happens after the pack is already stressed. High load is another test. When a station is near empty and you ask for heavy output, voltage drops. A refined system handles that drop predictably. A crude one may cut off early, flash a useless error, or allow the inverter to struggle until the unit suddenly dies. This is one place premium brands can justify the price. Better sensors, tighter firmware, clearer error messages, safer charge curves, more consistent fan and thermal control. Not exciting features on a product page, but they matter when the station is hot, cold, low, or overloaded. A $200 unit can be perfectly fine for routers, lights, phones, cameras, and laptops. It becomes questionable when it is pushed near its limits every day. That is the hidden referee. The average shopper sees capacity. The technician asks how the unit behaves when the battery says no. An emergency planner once said most homeowners do not need more battery, they need a load list. Start with the real outage jobs. Charge 2 phones, keep the Wi-Fi router alive, run a few LED lights, power a laptop, move air with a small fan, support a CPAP machine overnight if the settings and humidifier use are understood. Cycle a mini fridge for short intervals instead of running it non-stop. Keep a radio, medical charger, or communication device ready. That is not whole home backup. That is triage. This is where the $200 power station stops looking like a toy. A small unit in the 200 watt-hour to 300 watt-hour range can handle low-draw essentials for meaningful time because those loads are modest. A router might use 10 watts. An LED lamp might use 5 to 10. A phone charge is tiny. A laptop is usually manageable if you are not gaming on it. What homeowners overlook is duty cycle. A mini fridge does not pull its rated wattage every second. It surges, runs, rests, then repeats. A budget station may not like the startup surge, so you test it before storm season. If it works, you use it in intervals. If it does not, that job gets removed from the emergency plan. The expensive mistake is buying a $2,000 unit because the outage in your head looks like a movie. Full refrigerator, television, coffee maker, microwave, space heater, everything normal. That fantasy dies on math. Heat appliances crush batteries. High-watt kitchen gear drains them fast. A giant station without solar, fuel backup, or a recharge plan is just a heavier countdown timer. So the audit is simple. Write the load, write the watts, write the hours. Rank what protects safety, communication, sleep, and food. If a $200 unit covers 80% of your likely outage needs, the real question is not whether premium units are better. Many are. The question is what the extra $1,800 is actually buying for your house.